Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am reviewing Memoir from Iman. This is her tribute fragrance to her late partner David Bowie. This is a fragrance that I was highly anticipating and I'm ready to review it for you guys. So let's get into the review. First things first, this was a purchase. You can buy 1.7 ounces for I believe $84.95. This is priced at around specific designer houses like Yves Saint Laurent and Dolce & Gabbana, some Gucci fragrances, Valentino. So as I review this fragrance, that's how I'm going to be comparing it. Now what I like about this scent is I like how personal it is to Iman, even though the reason why it is so personal was at the passing of her partner David Bowie. Now I'm a huge David Bowie fan. I also have been a fan of Iman for the longest time. She's an exceptionally smart, talented, and savvy woman, on top of being literally the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. Like not in person, like I've never seen her in person, but I remember watching like a runway show when I was younger, like on E! Entertainment. I think it was like 7 or 8, and like looking at this beautiful woman walk towards me and thinking to myself, wow, wow, she is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I was a little kid, and I remember just like when I started getting into like Bowie in regards to music and acting and those movies, I just remember seeing Iman everywhere and having the same impression of that is the most gorgeous person that's ever walked the earth. She also seems to be a generally good person with her philanthropy and in regards to her charitable work. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the perfume. So I'm going to link of 1 or 2 of her interviews below because I don't want this video to be too long, but I will say she did to sum up that this fragrance isn't supposed to be just feminine. It's supposed to have a little bit of a masculine side to it. Obviously, if you're familiar with Bowie, that makes sense, and also her ideals when it comes to fragrance. And also she says this fragrance isn't supposed to smell trendy. There we go, I can say words. It's supposed to smell like it has a past. Now, there are 2 components to this fragrance that I really enjoy, and that is a fruity patchouli fragrance, but it has a nice, slight, almost aftertaste, background nuances, a very fresh, clean skin, just smelling it. So what I like about that is that little added soft, powdery, clean freshness just in the back adds a little extra almost maturity to it. And sometimes when fragrances are fruity and patchouli and they're a little bit more sparkly, they come across, at least to me, as a little bit more juvenile, a little bit more date, clubby, loud, in your face, which are fantastic. I love them. But with this fragrance, what it's supposed to be, it's supposed to invoke, that would feel off-putting. It wouldn't feel like it works. And I know that most of the notes and the composition of this fragrance is in reference to her relationship with Bowie. The vetiver note in here, on top of working with the composition, after his passing, she wore Grey Vetiver by Tom Ford all the time. I think that was the only scent she wore for a while. I knocked this, I'm sorry, because that was Bowie's favorite fragrance. So you have notes of coconut, bergamot, there's some beautiful orris, rose, jasmine, black currant is really important. There's also some vanilla, vetiver, and patchouli at the base. Now, when this fragrance opens up on your skin, when you first apply it, you're going to get all the notes at once. You're going to smell everything. But it doesn't dry down like that. It actually dries down with this kind of more tart, deep, plummy kind of smelling black currant. Has a bit of a twang to it, has a bit of a tang to it, but I do like that tartness works really well to not make this smell too tutti frutti patchouli. Now, what gives this fragrance that kind of clean, fresh skin vibe way in the background, it doesn't overpower, it's not like a powdery, musky kind of fragrance, but it just has that slight little aftertaste in the back is actually the coconut and the orris. It just kind of works together to smell very skin-like and adds a nice little layer of complexity to this overall linear fragrance. And linear fragrances aren't bad. A lot of people enjoy linear fragrances because when they spray it and dries down, they pretty much know what to expect within a few hours, not like a fragrance is going to take them on like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And this fragrance, for the most part, is very linear. I would say it's very distinctively fruity patchouli, but that added little softness and roundness in the background is really nice. Now the black currant and the patchouli in here are really gorgeous, but it's not a super overpowering point of contention that can most easily be done with berries and fruits and patchouli. There's a slight bit of kind of a fresh, spicy sharpness in the background, which I enjoy. And I think that that works really well, again, with the black currant and patchouli. It kind of is a little wake-up call to your senses. I also enjoy the florals in here. The rose gives it a little bit of sweetness paired with this vanilla, which gives it a little tiny bit, little bit of sensuality, of something soft and sensual and exotic. And I do like vanilla. What I like in this is the vanilla is pairing more with the rose, and that's working with each other to give it this soft sweetness. And that also works against the black currant and the rose. The vanilla almost kind of acts as a barrier that keeps this from turning into a jammy rose patchouli fragrance, which is nice. So I think the vanilla does a great job in this fragrance as kind of more of a background character that's standing out on their own and doing it. I love Memoir from Iman is not the most creative, groundbreaking, earth-shatteringly new scent you've ever smelled. If you enjoy fragrances in the Black Opium line from Yves Saint Laurent, if you like those styles of fragrances, this doesn't smell like a dupe of it, not at all. If you enjoy those types of fragrances, I think you're gonna like the way this smells. It'll be something different, something new, something that you can definitely wear. The little bit of sharp, fresh greenness in this fragrance makes it really great to wear during the day. If you want to wear something a little bit heavier, a little bit more indulgent, but you still want that chic, effortless brightness. You don't get a brightness in this fragrance, but that little fresh, spicy bitterness, sharpness in the background definitely helps for more morning or early afternoon types of scents. I know people like to wear fresher fragrances and they're more indulgent, gourmand, heavier scents at night. This could easily be a fragrance that could be worn day to night. There's something very casually chic and easy about this fragrance, but there's also something about it that smells very beautifully and slightly elevated again from that additional kind of fresh, clean, nuanced skin scent in the background that I enjoy. Does this smell like it's niche quality? No, I don't think it smells like it's niche quality, but I don't have a problem with that, because not everything is going to smell niche quality, not everything is going to be marketed as niche quality, and as long as things aren't priced at niche quality, I don't have a problem. I think that for the price point, if you pay full retail price for that, I know you can find deals, swaps, things like that some places. This is a very well put together fragrance that focuses on the nuances of black currant, some beautiful sexiness of patchouli, and all the other scents definitely play an active role in the background to make this a very wearable, beautiful, and mature fragrance that doesn't feel too old, too dated, or too gimmicky. And I've really been enjoying it. It smells really nice. And I also like that the black currant stands out as something that you can distinctively tell is black currant, especially when it's paired with two notes that can easily turn it into a very strong, overpowering, bold, sexy composition. Patchouli and fruits, or rose and fruits, specifically berries. I like how it's tamed and allowed to be its own distinctive note. And I think that that speaks to the cleverness of this composition. And I think it's beautiful and wearable. But again, you have to like patchouli and you have to like black currant if you want to enjoy this fragrance, because they are in abundance. But that is my review on Love Memoir from Iman. Pretty good longevity. I got about 60 hours on my skin and moderate projection and sillage. So this is a fragrance that you can wear from, I'd say, like all day work and maybe reapply if you're going out. It'll have a good amount of performance for you. And again, if you want to know a little bit more about the meaning behind the fragrances, meaning behind the bottle, Iman's thought process in wanting to create a fragrance, I will link her interviews below. But I do think this is a really beautiful scent and I have enjoyed wearing it. So that is again my review of Love Memoir from Iman. If you've had the opportunity to try this fragrance, I'd love to know what you guys think, positive or negative. Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.